I want to show you some raw combat video that we have found. Actually, to be fair, we have acquired it from Fox News. And this is, I found it very interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. It's about 2 minutes, and what it is Apache helicopter finds, I think, about a dozen Taliban moving with weapons across some terrain in the middle of the night. And then they ask for permission to kill them because we're fighting them, and they receive it. And so if you're sensitive to this stuff, a little bit of warning here. But here is our soldiers taking out some Taliban. Now, you're not going to see blood and guts, but it's night vision. But you are going to see them, get eliminated. And so it's interesting to see how it looks. Let's watch.
From a U.S. Apache helicopter scrambled to counterattack. 14 Taliban fighters carrying automatic rifles, rocket-propelled grenades, and a mortar are found in tight formation with the Apache's night vision gun camera. U.S. forces have recently come under heavy criticism in Afghanistan for causing civilian deaths with indiscriminate air power. This raw combat footage with pilot commentary tells a very different story. Kalat is the word used for an Afghan house. With the Taliban fighters in his sights, the pilot checks if he can fire 6 times.
We're now 200 meters from the closest Kalat, still staying in a tight group with their weapons, requesting the clearance to fire.
After 6 checks on possible collateral damage, 10 minutes after first sighting the Taliban, permission is given to fire.
We are clear to engage, over. Follow that road inbound to reduce collateral damage. Be advised, we're going to get out of the set up on a good inbound run to completely eliminate any collateral damage. All the gun and fired. Shoot again. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. 2 guys learned underwater. They're fired.
U.S. ground troops, uniforms lit up on the Apache's night vision camera, move in to finish the job. One Taliban fighter in the lower center of the screen blows himself up. Another fires at the U.S. soldiers on the ground, who launch a grenade and finally shoot him. After 42 minutes, the fight is over. 0 U.S. casualties, at least 14 Taliban fighters killed.
Look, I'm going to keep it real here. That's what we do on this one. That's what I do! That looked kind of badass. Now, the thing is, those are real people that are dying. The flip side is they had real guns and real RPGs and mortars with them. So that's what we're doing there. We're not playing patty cakes. We're there to kill them, right? And now, I don't want the only downside to this, and my only concern, is that it looks too much like a video game. And so people, I'm afraid, begin to think that real life is like a video game. It's not. I mean, as bad as those guys are, they have families, and it doesn't really look like that on the ground level. On the ground level, you see their guts spilling out, and you see their heads exploding. Now, don't get me wrong. Sad day. They shouldn't have been fighting us with guns. And we feel cool and tough about it, but the flip side to that is we have much, much better weapons than they do. So, with our night vision goggles, it's pretty easy to see them on the ground and blow their heads off with the incredible Apache helicopters that we have. So I'm only saying that to mitigate what I actually feel, which is it looked badass. Okay, so there it is. The good and the bad, and I'm sure to the Taliban on the ground, the ugly. So that's how it goes down. But that was a really clean operation. So I'm very happy about that. Believe me, not every operation goes that way. But obviously no civilian casualties. They asked multiple times. And the fact that they're taking so much precautions there is, of course, a very, very good thing. And don't get me wrong. That's the one that's leaked, right? They're not going to show you the tape where they don't take as many precautions. I get that, okay? But at least in that instance, it was nicely done. All right, now we go to Afghanistan. And by the way, if you're, a liberal and you're starting to feel bad for those guys who got killed, one, I'm glad you are, because that means you're a human being and got some feelings no matter who the enemy is, right? But number two, don't forget, the Taliban do chop people's heads off. That's not just the right-wing talking point. They actually do. and they have thrown acid in the face of girls going to school, etc., etc. So mitigate your feelings to them to a large degree, knowing exactly what they do and have done when they're in charge.